Welcome, travellers, to the wild north. Choose your own adventure. Here you will take on the mantle of Twizzle, a young warrior rogue of Featherstone Castle, as he journeys on a most urgent errand. Your wit is what shall guide our squirrely hero to journey's end, and your choices which mark whether it ends well or ill. But now, as the hour lengthens, our time begins, and our story with it. The late summer afternoon sun shone across the castle grounds when Twizzle first heard Ragnar's call. The young squirrel had been enjoying a fairly lazy day for a change, basking on the walls and leisurely casting his gaze out across the surrounding fields towards the shadow of the woods beyond. Glancing up at the castle, he saw the old badger chieftain waving him inside. At the badger's summons, he sprang to his paws and made haste indoors, his claws skittering over the stone of the castle steps and hall. It didn't do to keep the lord waiting, and more than once in his youth he had a clip to his tufted ears for his tardiness. The squirrel came upon Lord Ragnar in his study, the badger an impressive and dignified figure, old but in no way bent by age, and clad in the finery as befit his position as lord of the castle. The great beast was putting the last fold to a message before sealing it with wax and securing it within a sturdy courier's satchel. "Thank you for coming so quickly. I have a job in need of a swift-footed russet rogue, so naturally I thought of you, Twizzle." The badger's voice a low and hearty roar, even when speaking face to face. A smile curved his muzzle as he held the satchel out to the young warrior. "This message needs to be taken to Lord Courier at the signal tower to the northwest. Now I need this to reach his paws and his paws alone, so don't just hand it to one of the tower guard. Can I count on you to get it there for me?" With a bob of acknowledgement, Twizzle took the satchel and slung it secure on his shoulder. "Of course I'll do it," he said, though he was already lamenting the loss of his relaxed afternoon. "Good," the old badger said with a smile. "Now I suggest you don't delay. Time is of the essence, and Courier needs that in his paws by the end of the day, so you better get that bushy tail of yours moving." Twizzle bounded from the study and headed to his quarters to gather his travelling garb. The signal tower was only a few hours away, but it was on rough paths, and he'd best be prepared. He gathered his trusty dagger and bow, securing both around himself, and then his belt pouch alongside the messenger satchel, before pausing for a moment. The roguish young squirrel wondered what he was carrying that was so urgent. With a glance to the candle at his bedside, he pondered his options. With a hot dagger blade, it would be barely the work of a moment to open and read the message, and then reseal it before the wax had set again. No one would be any the wiser, though, he mused, the old badger would likely have Twizzle's hide if he found out. So this choice is up to you. Should Twizzle sneakily read Ragnar's message, or not?